Five Star Weekly. Transfer rumors, we've got transfer rumors. Also, a homegrown out, a homegrown in. Will the next one stay for long? We're getting all that and more coming up. Before we get into it, become part of the notification squad by hitting the bell next to the subscribe button on YouTube. Welcome to the show, Five Star Fam. I'm AJ, and the MLS season is officially over, and silly season has officially begun. But yes, before we get into all of that, let's give some big shouts out to our loyal Patreon fam. Most notably, Gavin, Jordan, Niall, Andrew, Chris, Nick, Jeff, Patrick, and Tom. You guys are legends. But let's get into the news. And yes, Inter Miami and Messi won the MLS Cup. The outgoing retirees have also won a trophy as well. The big one in MLS, with Busquets, with Alba retiring, but Messi got the MVP, and he joins Josef Martinez as the only players to win not only the MLS Cup, the MVP award, and the Golden Boot in the same season. I mean, that's crazy how prolific Josef Martinez truly was, and that it's a company of only two, and he was the first one to do it. Like, that's nuts. So, I think for Inter Miami, it was bound to happen. They were going to win it eventually, and I think this was probably the best year for them to have done so. And it brings optics to this league, which I think is a good thing. Obviously the MLS Cup being in Lionel Messi's hands will be shown across the world, and that will be something that I think, is going to grow this league. So whether that's going to absolutely be the catalyst, unlikely, but it's still good for the optics. So, yep. And let's move on to the next bit of news. U.S. Soccer. They've announced the format for the 2026 U.S. Open Cup. And Atlanta United is one of the 16 MLS teams that will be in the tournament. They will start in the round of 32. The matches will scheduled to take place April 14th or 15th. And basically Atlanta United, they are participating for the first time since 2024, winning it, of course, in 2019. But yes, the field of 80 teams will contest a $1 million purse with a place in the 2027 CONCACAF Champions Cup. And as well, there will be 7 rounds, one fewer than the recent years to avoid overlap with the Men's World Cup. But yes, as well, it will be 48 instead of 64 teams. And yeah, I mean, the first round will be played March 17th, 18th, 19th, that week. And it will pretty much go from March to the final, which is October 21st. And so, yeah, definitely very interesting. It will be single elimination, but knockout basis. And yeah, it's pretty incredible in the same in the sense that I mean, in the incredibleness of that Atlanta United, the fact that we're playing in this is, I think, a lot better than the Leagues Cup, in the sense that Leagues Cup has kind of been just a real shit show, to be really frank. We've just really not played very well in that competition, and this is the more historic competition anyway. This is still, unfortunately, kind of as far as hierarchy of how MLS fans and the league are looking at it, an inferior competition than Leagues Cup. But yeah, as far as it goes, though, I think it's a competition that I think many fans would rather play in, have the team play in. And, Leagues Cup, while, good for said optics with Mexican teams and all that, it just ultimately hasn't been, it's been a house of horrors for Atlanta United. And I think, personally, I'm happy that we're going to be playing this instead. But, moving on from that, Atlanta United announced that they have sold Noah Cobb. The Colorado Rapids have exercised a permanent trade option, and Atlanta United acquires $525 in general allocation money, $275 in 2026, $250 in 2027, and they will receive an additional $250 in additional GAM if performance-based incentives are met. So that means up to, I believe, $775 total GAM if all goes well for Noah Cobb. But yeah, the Chattanooga native, he came in as a homegrown for Atlanta United, and yeah, he, in that sense, he is making us some bits of kind of Garber bucks to essentially play around with, even though I think the consensus for some fans is that maybe we wasted money on the center backs that we brought in with Enia Mihai and Juan Baracol, when we had two guys that were chomping at the bit to essentially play a part. And evident in the Rooted in the Stripes videos that Noah Cobb absolutely cared for this club. He found that it was an honor, and he was in our doldrums of mediocrity, or even really worse, that he was one of the young voices that was willing to speak up. And on top of that, as a player, good on the ball, could play a couple positions as far as center back, a little bit with maybe right back as well at times. It seems like, though, that as far as a positional fit, maybe undersized for Atlanta United, maybe someone that's needed more playing time than we ultimately could give him, in the sense that for him to grow, it's crazy, because we are a team that in 2025 was massively struggling, and the fact that we loaned him out to the Rapids, it seemed like he was never within the good graces, I guess, of Ronnie Dyla. Maybe just wasn't someone that the team saw as the future, as well with Efrain Morales. A couple players that maybe just weren't developed enough, and we couldn't give them that time to develop for whichever reason. But there is quite a bit of money that we will receive in that sense, but it is still, I think there's every right for fans to feel aggrieved, because the players that were brought in may be marginally better, but at what cost? And I think that's really the main crux of it here. But a homegrown out, a homegrown in. LA United announced that they signed Santiago Pita to a homegrown contract for the 2026 MLS season with club options through 2029. And he's a midfielder. He was a member of the U18 Academy team through the 2024-2025 MLS next season. But Chris Henderson, he mentioned that Santiago is a technically savvy player who can play as an attacking midfielder or on the wing. He was a standout player in his first professional season with LA United 2, and that he said that, and we believe we can become, or he can become, a key contributor to our first team as he continues to develop. But Pita, he started for the Twos in 10 of the 12 games and became a regular starter. He also, under the interim coach, or the coach at the time, Silva. He was playing a good minutes. He totaled 1857 minutes while scoring 4 goals and adding 4 assists. So definitely a player that's, from an attacking midfielder standpoint and possibly on the wing, he was performing at that level, at a very tender age of 18. And the 5'8" midfielder, he also is internationally eligible for the United States, Venezuela, and Portugal. And has represented U.S. and Venezuela on the youth level. But he joins first team teammates Dami Changqui, Caden Moore, as one of the members of the UEFA Friendship Cup this past year, winning it with the U.S. 18 national team. But a player that's definitely has a good bit of potential in a position that we need some, guys that are coming from beneath that can maybe challenge for that spot, and obviously, this probably has a blessing with, under Tata, where, I think that's going to be, if there's anybody that can develop, those type of players, Tata can really help in that regard. So, the sense that, if he could really develop well and be, kind of fulfill his potential, I think that is really, the best shot really underneath Tata. So, definitely congrats to Santiago Pita. Really looking forward to kind of how his growth will go. But let's get into the transfer rumors. So, according to German Garcia Grova and United, they have open talks for Talleres goalkeeper Guido Herrera. He is 33 years old. He's the captain of the Argentine side, and he's a good shot stopper. He's pretty decent at long kicks, and Inter Miami have also made an inquiry. Now, obviously, that if that is true, it will be direct competition and maybe a little bit of mentorship for the likes of Jaden Hibbert, who, of course, was playing a lot last season. A kind of competition for the places is always really good. Will pretty much bring growth for both players if he were to be brought in, and pretty seasoned as well. Obviously, I think at this point, most Argentine players are on watch when Tata Martino is at the helm. He will shop in that market for sure. So, we'll see about Herrera. 33 years old, a captain as well. I think he'll bring that experience that, if he were to be brought in. But transfer rumor as well with a left back. So, Elias Baez, the San Lorenzo defender. According to journalist Sebastian Sur, the 21-year-old, he is linked with Atlanta United, and is him being 21 years old. He made 39 appearances for San Lorenzo. It seems like a guy that probably would be a U22 initiative signing, but the 2025 season, he scored 1 goal, helped with 1 assist, and he came through their academy and signed a professional contract in 2023 and made his professional debut in April of 2024. So definitely a player with a tender age that I think as a player wise, he looks like a player that seems like he can anticipate the action, the defensive nous that we I think definitely need from a left back. But that defensive awareness seems to be something that's in his locker. He seems really committed in a tackle. He can drive forward with the ball and has a pretty decent cross. So, yeah. And he also seemingly took, some penalties for San Lorenzo. Stepped up. His highlight reel showed at least 3 penalties that he took. So, definitely very, very interesting. But, offers competition for Pedro Amador, who's the current left back, of course. We also have Dominique Chanqui as well. But, that leaves definitely some good options for the left back position if this will come to fruition. But, another Tata Martino Argentine link. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And another defender that we've been linked to, of course, last week we talked about Paraguayan center back Junior Alonso. But, and you can watch the previous video for that if you missed it. But, so let's move on to the U.S. So the U.S. men's national team got their draw in the World Cup draw that happened last week. They were pulled into the same group as Paraguay and Australia, and also the UEFA Playoff C winner. But, definitely pretty decent draw, I would say. It's, 2 teams that we played recently and beat. And, as far as Paraguay and Australia goes, it's hardly the group of death. No one's really saying that for sure. And the U.S. men's national team, I think, even though there are the warts there, I think should be able to make it out of this group. But also as well, the World Cup match schedule has dropped. And basically for Atlanta, for the Benz, we will see the likes of Spain, Cabo Verde, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, Haiti, Uzbekistan, and a couple of the playoff D winners or a playoff D winner when we find that out. But the tickets have already gone on sale, it seems like. But they will host at least 5 group stage matches and 3 knockout round battles. So starting in June, that will be quite exciting. And then on top of that, having the 18th match pretty much comped for season ticket holders for Atlanta United fans. That's also really huge. There was an extra game in one of the friendlies before. Definitely very cool of Atlanta United to have done that. So, one of the perks finally that have kind of emerged in that sense. But what do you guys think of that draw? What do you guys think of the schedule? Which ones are you guys going to go to? Let us know in the comments below. But let's get into the mailbag, and you guys send in these questions through IG story and Discord, and keep sending those questions. We might answer your question in the future. So first question comes from Atlanta United VIPs. Where did my wife put my car keys? I don't know, man. I think you're gonna have to probably look in the regular places. I'm really a person that kind of outsmarts myself sometimes, and I'll put it in a pocket, forget it's there, and then kind of something that I think always empty those pockets after you finish wearing something before you put it back on the rack. But also those key things on the door, that's the move as well. But also ask her. But anyway, greatest Miranchuk fan says, what are the top 3 pizza toppings to eat while watching a team lose? Woo! That's a tough choice there, because this is very, I think, subjective. But for me, I'm a fan of sausage. I'm a fan of jalapenos, and pepperoni. Pepperoni is still tried and true. delicious. And yeah, as far as watching your team lose, have the deliciousness, have a little bit of spiciness as well. It'll tingle your taste buds just a little bit, just to be able to kind of, unfortunately, this past season, watch Atlanta United lose. But yeah, next question comes from Homer. Of the new coaches in 2025, which ones get sacked before 2027? It's interesting question. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll be Tata. That will not be the case. But I think the New England Revolution's coach, Revolution coach, Marko Mitrovic, who just got hired. I think that situation in New England seems unstable. He could really kick on for them, do well, but even Caleb Porter couldn't turn that around. So, yeah, I think he is probably one of them to get sacked. But last question comes from the ATL guy, and he asks, top 3 songs to play for when you win MLS Cup or any trophy, I guess he says. And I think for nostalgia's sake, Lil Jon, All I Do Is Win. I think that's T-Pain as well. But yeah, I think that's definitely. I think in and around the Benz, it's definitely played. I think around a lot of stadiums, it's definitely played. It's apropos in that moment. I think another one maybe is So Fresh and So Clean by Outkast. I think at that point, if you're winning MLS Cup or a trophy for that matter, you're feeling yourself a little bit. And so I think that's a great song to really vibe with. And I think most people in the stadiums at least know of that song, have heard that song before. But yeah, and then I think the last song, it's gotta be We Are the Champions by Queen. And that's just a given. It's I think transcends cultures, transcends decades. It's the song that you play when you win. So I think that's has to be. But what do you guys think? So anyway, guys, that pretty much is it for this week. It's a quick and truncated episode. But yeah, it's pretty much the episode there and there, except for the question of the day. And the question of the day is, which homegrown do you feel like has the longest future for Atlanta United? Could be Jay Fortune, could be Dominic Chung-Kui, could be any of the other guys that we've signed recently. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. But guys, that is the episode. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I've been AJ. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.